Thank you for joining us today for another exclusive interview. I'm your host today, Aurélien Drumion. Today we're joined by Jerome Reynier, one of France's most astute and internationally minded trainers, as he navigates a complex Middle Eastern campaign with a world-class team of runners. With Royal Ascot hero, Lazzat, targeting the 1351 turf sprint in Saudi Arabia, Facteur Cheval weighing up options between the Saudi Cup and Neom Turf Cup, and Quiproquo also in the mix for Dubai, we'll explore the logistical and strategic decisions behind this ambitious program. From traveling planning and race selection to fine-tuning elite performers, this conversation offers a rare insight into managing top-level horses on the global stage. So, Jerome, very nice to have you here. So, can you tell me from a trainer's perspective, talk us through the logistical chess game that you're playing? Facteur Cheval and Lazzat in Saudi Arabia around mid-February, potentially staying for Dubai in early March, while Quiproquo is also targeting the Dubai Carnival. How do you coordinate these moving pieces, and what factors determine whether horses stay in the region or maybe return home between races?
Hi, but thanks a lot for having me here today. Quid pro quo, the plan was always to do the Dubai Carnival. That's a pretty exotic project, being the champion South African filly, and train for some American owners in France and aiming for Dubai. So unfortunately, reappearance the other day in Deauville didn't go to the plan. She was drawn 15 out of 16 runners and has been running wide, and that was very hard for her to, in a new environment and conditions, to adapt herself and be competitive. But even though she came back in good shape and she's training really well in Dubai, she has been adapting herself to a new environment very well. She will have a piece of work on Friday, so in 2 days' time, with Adri de Vries, who will be riding her. So no, we're pretty happy with her. I mean, she's a nice filly. She's moving well. She's behaving well. So we are hoping that she will be competitive in the Cape Verde on the 16th of January, and we'll be able to go for the Balanchine 1 month later on February the 20th. So that's the two races we are targeting with her. And obviously, yeah, that's a bit of a headache to organize all the logistics around herself, who is with Coralie and Nouri in Dubai. And we've got Lazzat and Facteur Cheval here in Calas in France, getting ready for Saudi. They will probably be traveling 1 week prior to the big meeting. And yeah, I guess ideally, it would be best to send them from Saudi to Dubai afterwards, because now they are able to travel from Saudi to Dubai, and instead of bringing them back home and traveling them back, I think there's 6 weeks in between, and obviously it's always good to acclimatize to the different weather. And Facteur Cheval has been really enjoying himself last year, being third in the Maktoum Challenge, and after he ran in the Saudi Cup and was back for the Dubai Turf. So he's had a very busy campaign last winter, and we thought it was better to prep him here at home and sending him straight to Saudi, which is a very similar climate than France, because Saudi can be a bit chilly, and right now it's kind of cold, but the weather will improve with the next few days, and we will be able to give him a good race course gallop and get him spot on for Saudi. When he won the Dubai Turf 2 years ago, he was off the track for 5 months, as he was second in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes in October, and he went straight to Dubai and he won the Dubai Turf, so he can be running really well fresh. And now he's getting old, so we need to target really well the races with him. Unfortunately, he didn't find his ground last year. He likes a bit of cutting the ground on the turf in Europe, and when he ran the QE2 in October, the ground was pretty fast, and obviously Lazzat was beaten for nothing, and Facteur didn't really like the fast track that day. So that's the plan with Facteur, and Lazzat will be aiming and targeting for the 1351, the sprint race, where he will be facing the champion filly, American champion filly, who won the Breeders' Cup sprint on the turf over 5 furlong, over 1,000 meters. She's got like a lot of speed, and obviously over 1351 meters, you need a bit more stamina. So we will see if she's able to stay the trip. We've got no doubt with Lazzat, who I think it's the perfect combination with one band. I mean, he's really good on the over straight courses, as we've seen, winning him with him the Group 1 at Royal Ascot and running so well in the champion sprint and winning the Primoris de Guest over 1300 meters. But he's been winning over left-handed course as well in Cagnes-sur-Mer early in the season. So he doesn't mind anything, and we're very happy with him, and we think he could be spot on for his reappearance, because he used to run once every 2 months, and he's very easy to prep in the morning. And with one race course gallop, he'll be spot on and be fine to compete with all the best in Saudi.
Excellent. That's pretty amazing. A lot of organization, planning, scheduling, races as well. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of having the horses in good shape, and yeah, having the lads ready to travel with them, and they're all quite excited about the big targets we've got with them for the first trimester, and obviously his big target will be to keep his crown at Royal Ascot in June. So we will probably be doing the Saudi and the Alco Sprint in Dubai, and after aiming for the Queen Elizabeth, the Jubilee Stakes in Royal Ascot in June.
Perfect. So as you mentioned, well, Lazzat has already conquered Royal Ascot, with this Queen Elizabeth II Jubilee Stakes victory. How do you view a 1351 turf sprint field compared to what he faced at Ascot, especially, since Breeders' Cup winner She's So Spicy might also be competing in the race?
Yeah, he likes it with a lot of pace. So if She's So Spicy is coming, we know that the race is going to be fastly run, and that could be the ideal kind of pacemaker to follow and try to beat her on the post. We know he stayed the trip with no doubt, and if she goes a bit too fast, she could find the trip a bit long. But obviously, the track will be firm and fast as it is always in Saudi at this time of the year, and yeah. In Royal Ascot, that was a top class field, and the Japanese contender was the favorite in the last few minutes of the race, and the Panthers, they were right, because we finished first and second, and we clear of the field, and we beat the race record. So that's like when you're able to beat some race records, it's a big sign that they are like going very, very fast, and the ground was fast, and everything is. I think that this race was kind of tiring for the horse, and that's probably why in 2 months later in Deauville he was not as fast and spot on as he could have been before Royal Ascot, because that was a very tough race for both of the horses, the Japanese contender and himself. That was a big fight.
Oh, wow. Could you walk us through Lazzat's preparation schedule? So when does he leave Marseille for Riyadh, and what's your plan for settling him in before the race? And after the 1351 turf sprint, are you planning to head straight to Dubai or return to Europe, or is the decision still pending?
Yeah, obviously it's very easy horse to work with, and we're able to prep him here in Calas at home, and he will be traveling just 1 week before, so he won't be doing much once he gets there, and he will be spot on. And yeah, obviously the plan is to go straight from Saudi to Dubai because it avoid a lot of traveling. And yeah, we know how the horse perfectly well, and he likes to change environments. Like last winter, he was in Cagnes-sur-Mer to change for 40 days. He's been spending a few weeks there, and last summer he was spending all August in Deauville. So he's very versatile and he's very good in his mind. And obviously, as a 3-year-old, he's been traveling all the way down to Australia, making a quarantine in Newmarket, and adapting himself to very different conditions. So I've got no doubt he will be able to adapt himself very well to Dubai before the Alco Sprint.
Perfect. So he's a very well-traveled horse, I guess, and very used to it.
Yeah, and obviously now Watnan Racing owns him, and they are aiming for like some prestigious victories like last June, and we are hoping to be able to give them as many successes as we can.
For sure, for sure. And after Lazzat's Royal Ascot triumph, he had mixed result in the autumn. Have there been any changes to Lazzat's training to bring him to his peak form for Riyadh?
He's happy at home, and obviously he has been prepping the Sprint Cup in Deauville, and that was like coming a bit quick, I think. But that was in between uh, the Maurice de Guest and the Sprint Cup and the Champion Sprint. So we had to pick one race, and La Forêt on Arc Weekend was coming a bit too soon. After like before the Champion Sprint, which was his real target. So we thought the Sprint Cup was going to be a good deal if we keep him in Deauville. He would have to travel up to Adoc, but he ran well. He didn't finish far beaten, and he just didn't really adapt himself to the track. And after that, he ran a really good race in Ascot and got beaten by a big outsider, but he was beat on his own, and he got caught on the post in the last stride. So obviously, that was a very good run, and we think he was the best sprinter in Europe last year, and we hope to make him as one of the best in the world this year.
For sure. Talking a little bit more about Facteur Cheval, he's entered in both the Saudi Cup and the Neom Turf Cup. What's your timeline for making the final decisions between the two races? And what will be the key factors, track conditions, oppositions, or how he's training in the leader?
Obviously, we're waiting on invitations. The Saudi Cup, there are like many really good contenders specialized on the dirt, and the plan B is the Neom Turf Cup, because I'm sure he can stay the trip if he can wait at the back and came in the last stages like when he won the Dubai Turf. As a 7-year-old now, he's less keen as he used to be, and he can like settle much better. And I thought he ran a good race in the Prince of Wales when he got beaten in the last furlong because he made a move a bit too early. But I think if you wait long enough with him, he's got a really good turn of foot, and he can for sure stay the trip. Like 2,000 meters is no problem. Like when he won the Dubai Turf, he was fighting with Namur, and after the post, he ran on and couldn't stop him after the post. So I'm pretty sure he can stay the trip, and that could be good to have him in this race as well.
Excellent. And regarding the travel logistics, where is he now, and when does he ship to Riyadh? And what's your preparation plan once he arrives there? And also, if he runs in either the Saudi Cup or Neom Turf Cup, what's your roadmap after that? Straight to Dubai to defend his turf title, or maybe a different path?
I guess the result will be important in Saudi, but once you're in Saudi and he will be traveling with Lazzat, he can probably go to Dubai with Lazzat, and we can make a plan and try the Dubai Turf as well. I mean, he was ridden far from the lead last year, and he made a good move. Unfortunately, a bit too late, and it was like hard to make some ground against like horses like Romantic Warrior, and but I thought he ran a very good race, and his time and fractions were very good. So he enjoys Dubai, and obviously he could give another go for sure.
Where is he located at the moment?
He's here in Calas at
Okay.
home with Lazzat. They're all based here in Marseille, and they will be traveling just the week before to Riyadh. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you a little bit concerned about the change in distance in the Neom Turf Cup at 2100 meters for Facteur Cheval, given his more proven best at 1800 meters?
Yeah, but as I told you, when he wanted to buy turf over 1800 meters, he was running on,
Yeah,
and I'm sure if you are cold-blooded and you are like patient enough, you can probably wait for to ride him for a place, and that's what we've done when he wanted to buy turf. We were not expecting to win this race. It was like a long shot, and we were aiming for a good run and a place, and he's so tough and genuine. He's been giving in everything, and and he won the race. So we could do exactly the same plan in the Neom Turf Cup, and hope for the best.
yeah. And now moving on to the last question regarding Q Pro. He's not being targeted at the Saudi meeting, but how is he doing? And are you enjoying training a South African horse?
Yeah, no, she's great. As I say earlier on, she has been adapting herself really well to Dubai, and she will have a piece of work on Friday, and will be racing in the Cape Verde next week, and aiming for the Balanchine on the 20th of February. That has always been the plan, to do the Dubai Carnival with her.
Okay,
So after these two runs, we will know more about her ability, yeah, and hopefully she will be competitive, and she will be aiming to some good races back in Europe.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, I feel like it's quite important, especially in this industry, to know the results of the races and then maybe plan accordingly afterwards.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, you can't be running your horses into good competition if they're not good enough. But I mean, we just need to forget about this reappearance on the poly track in Deauville in like some weird conditions. And next Friday, we will know more about our ability to compete against some really good fillies.
Fair enough. That's very true. Perfect. Well, that was great. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank
That
you for
was great.
the very detailed answer. That was really good.